Intimacy is an essential part of any relationship, whether it be between two individuals or a group. Without it, relationships become strained, and meaningful connections are not formed. Unfortunately, many of us find it difficult to open up and be vulnerable with another person, leading to a lack of intimacy in our relationships. It is important to understand why we might be avoiding intimacy so that we can work to overcome it and make meaningful connections with those around us. In this video, we will dive into the 10 most common reasons why people might avoid intimacy. 1. Fear of rejection. No one wants to be rejected, and when it comes to intimacy, it can be especially difficult. We fear that our partner will not approve of us or will judge us harshly. We may also feel that we will be rejected if we make a mistake or do something wrong. This fear can lead to avoidance of intimate situations in order to protect ourselves from potentially being hurt. 2. Fear of vulnerability. Being vulnerable in a relationship can be daunting and even scarier for some. Fear of vulnerability is rooted in a fear of being rejected, judged, or hurt. It can be difficult to let someone in and open up emotionally, and the fear of being exposed can make it hard to trust. To combat the fear of vulnerability, it is important to recognize that taking risks is necessary for true connection and to focus on positive thoughts and self-care. Building a sense of safety and trust with your partner is also essential for healthy intimacy. 3. Lack of self-confidence. One of the main reasons many of us avoid intimacy is a lack of self-confidence. Self-doubt can cause us to feel unworthy of love and acceptance, leading to feelings of insecurity and a fear of being vulnerable. This can manifest itself in many ways. For example, people may avoid relationships and intimacy out of fear of being judged for their appearance, their personality, or their past. People may also struggle to set healthy boundaries and communicate with their partners out of fear that their feelings won't be met with understanding or acceptance. Low self-confidence can have a significant impact on our ability to be intimate, making it difficult to let down our guards and be truly intimate with our partners. 4. Fear of intimacy. Fear of intimacy, or avoidance of closeness and commitment, can be a major barrier to forming close relationships. People with a fear of intimacy may be afraid of the potential for hurt or discomfort associated with being emotionally close to another person. They may also fear feeling vulnerable or being taken advantage of in an intimate relationship. This fear of intimacy can manifest itself in a variety of ways, including avoiding eye contact, canceling plans, or avoiding physical contact. 5. Unresolved trauma. Unresolved trauma can play a significant role in our decision to avoid intimacy. When an individual has experienced a traumatic event in their past, such as abuse, neglect, or even a brief traumatic experience, it can leave them feeling vulnerable and exposed to further hurt. This can lead to a deep-seated fear of being hurt again, which in turn may lead to an inability to create meaningful connections with others. Unresolved trauma can also lead to feelings of shame and guilt, which can prevent us from being open and honest with potential partners. 6. Anxiety or depression. Anxiety and depression can be caused by many factors, including a traumatic past, significant life changes, and ongoing stress. In some cases, these mental health issues can make it difficult to be intimate with another person, which can lead to a feeling of isolation and distance. If anxiety or depression is interfering with your ability to build meaningful relationships, it is important to seek out a mental health professional to explore treatment options, such as talk therapy, mindfulness-based approaches, or medication if necessary. 7. Unfulfilled needs. 7. Unfulfilled needs. When we avoid intimacy, it's often because one or both partners feel like their needs are not being met. This can be a result of not having enough time or energy to make the connection truly meaningful, or even an inability to communicate effectively with their partner. If our needs are not met, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. This can cause us to retreat into ourselves and avoid getting close to others, which ultimately keeps us from forming meaningful relationships. 8. Poor communication skills. Poor communication skills can be a major obstacle to forming intimate relationships. People who have difficulty expressing themselves are often unable to express their needs and wants to their partner. This can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and resentment. Additionally, people with poor communication skills are often unable to effectively listen to their partner and understand their point of view, which can lead to a lack of intimacy. Therefore, it is important to be able to articulate oneself clearly, actively listen to one's partner, and be willing to compromise in order to foster an intimate relationship. 9. Stressful life events. Intimacy is often pushed aside when stressful life events occur. Whether it's an unexpected job loss, a death in the family, or an illness, when we experience a major life event, it can be difficult to focus on relationships and maintain a close connection with our loved ones. Stressful life events can also cause physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion, leaving us feeling drained and unable to devote the necessary attention to nurture our intimate relationships. 10. Unhealthy coping mechanisms. Unhealthy coping mechanisms are a common result of avoiding intimacy. If an individual feels uncomfortable or unsafe when attempting to engage in an intimate relationship, they may turn to a variety of dangerous methods of avoiding the situation. These may include substance abuse, self-harm, or isolating themselves from any kind of social interaction. By engaging in these behaviors, the individual creates a safe space for themselves, which ultimately reinforces the cycle of avoiding intimacy. It is important to recognize that these behaviors are only temporary solutions and may further complicate the individual's ability to develop meaningful connections. In conclusion, intimacy is a powerful and important aspect of relationships. It is not just about physical closeness, but also about emotional and mental connection. Unfortunately, many of us struggle with intimacy due to a variety of reasons. From fear of getting hurt, to low self-esteem, to a lack of trust, understanding what is getting in the way of intimacy can help us make meaningful changes in our relationships. With a little bit of effort, we can create stronger and more intimate connections with those we love. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.